Alright, here's a review of the SCH305 Ultra Glide that Schrade sent me a while ago. Took me a little bit to make up my mind on this one, so I'll let you know what I think. First off, it's available for around $20 US. It's surprisingly hard to find in Canada. I only found it on Amazon for almost 60 Canadian, which is quite a bit more expensive. And the blade is made of 9CR 18 MOV stainless steel, which has a carbon content of 0.85 to 0.95%, 17 to 19% chromium, 1 to 1.3% molybdenum, 0.07 to 0.12% vanadium. So this is kind of a budget steel, unsurprisingly considering the price, but it's a decent one for that. It's reasonably easy to sharpen. It's got good corrosion resistance and edge retention, so overall not bad. It's got a stainless steel frame with a G10 insert on both sides. Liner lock, as you can see. It's got some rather aggressive jimping on the liner here. Can't say I'm a fan of that one. You know, this kind of serration that gets pretty rough on your thumb. It's not the most comfortable to use over and over again. So it could definitely get away with something a lot smaller. It's also got some substantial rounded serrations here. Now these I don't mind. That's just, I'm not sure how much of a difference that really makes. I don't think it gives you that much more traction, but it doesn't bother me and it looks kind of neat, so no problem with that. On this side here, that does make more of a difference. Some jimping for the thumb here, so that works pretty well. So that's not too rough. These are just a bit of space in between, and these are fairly rounded, so that's not bad at all. The thumb stud is nice. It's well shaped and easy to use. Got the right size. It's ambidextrous, even though the pocket clip isn't. In fact, this one here is right side tip down carry only, which is a bit of a bummer. Personally, I don't like tip down carry. It's got a sharpening choil here. The odd thing about this is that it's not actually sharpened all the way down. So from what I understand, generally the point of a sharpening choil is to allow you to sharpen it all the way up to that point, so you've got some space to clear the stone, but they didn't do that, so you can see it's still pretty thick there. I mean, it's no big deal, but you get, like a bit over a centimeter probably edge less than you could, and it makes it seem a little bit sloppy. On the other side of the knife, it dips in here to give you some space for the thumb. Now, visually, I don't really like that. It makes it look a tiny bit off, the overall outline. But I do like that it's there because that's quite comfortable for the thumb actually. And this is helpful because it gives you more control when cutting. So I definitely like to be able to rest the thumb there. And as you can see, it cuts well. It's of course lost a bit of its original sharpness because I've been using it over the course of several months, but it's still decent enough. Although I should probably resharpen it soon. And it's definitely an effective blade shape. It's kind of a no-nonsense design, if you will. There's several layers of leather. So especially for carving, making feather sticks, things like that, this is pretty handy. And the knife is comfortable. When doing various tasks, I've got no problem using different parts of the blade, and when pushing fairly hard, this is not uncomfortable. You can see the way the edges of the frame are beveled here to round everything off and make it more comfortable. So it's definitely good in the hand. And of course the inserts are nice. I always like the feel of G10. As far as the belt clip is concerned, it's got the right amount of stiffness. It's just a bit of a shame that it's one position only and the wrong position. You know, if you like tip down carry, you're flat out wrong. I'm just joking, of course, but it's a bit of a shame. As far as the positioning of the blade is concerned, no problems here. You can see the centering is good. And the edge doesn't make any contact with the frame. This is a little tricky to show. Hopefully you can see that. The edge is pretty far away from the pillars, so no issue here. I definitely have to praise the knife for how sturdy it is. Sometimes when checking for blade play, you know, there is this tiny little hint of movement that you can only barely feel, and it doesn't constitute significant blade play, it's not a problem. But in this case, it essentially feels like a fixed blade. There is like not even the tiniest hint of play. So really flawless fit. That's quite nice. Overall, you know, fit and finish, you know, the way everything is aligned, you know, it's all, there's absolutely no complaints. All perfect. So definitely good work in that regard. There's just one thing that bothers me a little bit. It's not actually a super smooth pivot. Now, I have a feeling that it might be this particular one, because I've seen another video where somebody used it and opened and closed it, and it looked a lot smoother than this. Now, if I open it like this, you can see that it's not a problem. It does snap open. But it feels like it's grinding on something. So I'm guessing the ball bearing is a little bit off. It's hard to describe, so as if it just feels bumpy. Maybe I can show you just about. So I'm just going to close it very slowly, and if you pay attention, you may be able to see, or maybe not. I don't know, this is really hard to show. No, I don't think you can see that. This is something that I can just feel. So it feels like it almost opens in stages. And it just kind of goes catch, catch, catch. Just a little bit. There's a bit of weird resistance. And I figured, you know, this would break in. In fact, I spent quite a while just sitting there doing this, just to see if it would break in, but it really didn't. So it's still the same way it came. And it feels weird. I mean, if you just flick it open like this, you don't notice it. But when closing it, you definitely feel that something is weird. So it's not a deal breaker by any means. In fact, for regular use, it doesn't matter at all, really. It just seems kind of odd going by the name. I expected like super smooth pivot. So yeah, as you can tell, I've got a few nitpicks here and there, but overall it's a decent design. You know, it doesn't blow me away, it's not super impressive, but it's good. You know, particularly considering the price. You know, $20 US is not expensive, and yeah, that's quite a decent one for that. So if you like the shape, that's really mainly what that's about. If this is your kind of shape and you're looking for a liner lock, then I would suggest checking it out. Particularly also, of course, if you like a stone washed finish. That looks quite good on this one. I mean, stone washed finish in general looks pretty good if you're into that. Anyway, that's all I've got. So I hope you found the review helpful, and thanks for watching. Have a good one, folks.